Hi, the Optimistic Skeptic. It's Mike Sarno. I wanted to reply to some of the comments that we've been exchanging on my action video. I honestly and truly think that we just have a difference of opinion here, and I'm going to explain to you why I think my way is the better way. For those who aren't going to check out the comments, the Optimistic Skeptic favors ridiculing the more, I guess maybe fanatical theists, the non-moderate theists, I guess would be accurate. But feel free to respond if I haven't labeled the target group correctly. And I am in favor of a respectful approach where we attempt to bring all sides to the table and have a multi-sided discussion in the public square, figuratively speaking. Now, Optimistic Skeptic, you've stated that you'd like to ridicule these this particular brand of theist, just like the racists or bigots in the 50s and 60s were ridiculed. You use that as the metaphor, the analogy. Okay, see, the thing is that the way I see the civil rights movement, there's two aspects here. Okay, and if you want to use that analogy, let's go with that. Let's see what we can learn from that. First, you didn't have the leaders or even the rank and file of the civil rights movement going in ridiculing racists and bigots. That isn't what happened. At least that's not what I saw. Not that I was around then, but I'm saying, looking at the historical records, what you saw were people saying, no, look, here's our due. We are supposed to get this level of respect, and we are going to demand it. And you saw other people of the predominant racial group, the white people, saying, yes, these folks deserve this type of treatment. It was not a matter of ridicule. It was respectful. You didn't see Martin Luther King Jr. getting up and making statements, putting down racist white people. He didn't write books called the White Delusion. Okay, that's not the way that it happened. Okay, I just don't see the analogy being effective there. Likewise, I would also point out that the civil rights movement, resulted in a lot of violence. Even with that nonviolent action at the core, there was still a lot of violence that ended up occurring. And you also saw, let's face facts. The only way that this was effective was because the National Guard was deployed. I'm not so sure that I want to see that type of action resulting. Now, I'm not saying that you're saying you do want that, but I'm saying that if we go down the line with the ridicule and bringing up all kinds of negativity and creating this coarseness, this head-on culture clash, we are going to end up with the violence. And it's just not worth it. Because I honestly think that through mutual respect and a public dialogue, we can move this forward. I've seen the non-theistic viewpoint expanded over the last 100 years or so. Not that I've been around, but I'm saying again through the historical record. Okay? I've seen it, and what it's been a logical, reasoned approach. And I'm saying, why are we going to abandon that now? it's working. If the plan is working, we don't abandon it. That doesn't make any sense. And I'd like to just point out, ridicule is not a tool of logic and reason. Okay? You can't hold up an idea and say, well, this idea is ridiculous, therefore it's wrong. That's not logical. So why are we going to try to push logic and reason in a way that's not itself logical? So I think that's very, very important, that we don't compromise our core beliefs. Why are we going to abandon logic in defense of logic? You've completely lost me there. So, maybe I'm misunderstanding your stance, but, you're advocating, you use the word ridicule. And I just don't see how that is going to I don't see how that's going to work. Many ideas at first seem ridiculous. So if we hold that up as the litmus test for ideas that we're actually going to ridicule, then, we're going to end up being wrong a lot of the time. You want to rail against religion and the ridiculous, but you're ending up like the Catholic Church, which ridiculed Galileo. Do you want to become like that? I mean, that, I think, is the real danger when we go down that road, which is why I say, let's take the high road, which is working. If it wasn't working, then, I would be open to the idea that you're putting forth. But it is working. We see time and time again that the fundamentalists are marginalized. The only time when we see fundamentalists not marginalized is when they entrench themselves because they feel like they're under attack. We live in a democracy, and I want all voices to be heard. I would like voices similar to mine to ultimately triumph in that public debate, in that public discussion. But if voices like mine don't ultimately triumph, I'm fine with that as long as we've had an honest, an open discussion where all voices have been heard. So, thanks for your comments, and thanks for watching.